response exhibited by single degree of freedom system subjected to free vibration. So here in this case we have taken undamped single degree of freedom system. So in case of multi-storied building wherein the mass is distributed over a finite area, that is at floor level, so the total mass of slab and beam can be considered to be in the lumped form, and the displacement exhibited by the structure due to any time varying force is referred or explained by noting down the displacement experienced by the lumped mass. So in this case, a single story structure represented with a lumped mass m, and the stiffness of the columns is represented as K. So now let the initial conditions, so free vibration means that initially a disturbance acts on the structure and causes the vibration. So the initial condition, that is the disturbance up to which level it has displaced the structure, the amount of displacement, and the velocity with which the mass has been displaced are the two important conditions which governs the oscillation of the structure, which governs the important parameters like amplitude of displacement experienced by the structure. So here we are taking at time t is equal to 0, displacement x of t is, say, it is considered as x of 0, and velocity dx by dt or x dot by x dot of t is equal to x dot of 0. So here displacement and velocity are the here x of 0 and x dx by dt at time t is equal to 0 are the displacement and velocity experienced by the lumped mass under the action of disturbance. So next we will first consider what are the resistance offered by the structure against this oscillation. So the oscillation is caused by initial disturbance, and the structure resists the oscillation, resists the motion. So two important the components of the structure. One is floor mass, that is the mass of slab and beam taken together at the floor level m. So an imaginary force acts on the structure so as to restore it to its original position. The force acts on the mass and it tries to restore it to its original position, and that force is termed as inertia force, Fi. So that is one resistance. So another, say this single story structure, if it is subjected to a static force, and due to that the structure will experience a sway, and the amount of sway experienced by the structure depends upon the resistance it could offer, or the force, if the force is more and the displacement also will be more, provided that the stiffness of the supporting offered by the supporting columns are considerably less. If the stiffness is more, then naturally the displacement experienced by the structure can be meted. So F is proportional to x, where x is the displacement experienced by the structure. Then F is equal to Kx, where K is a proportionality constant or the stiffness offered by the supporting columns against the deformation. So this resistance force is also termed as stiffness force. So another important resistance offered by the structure is through damping. But here in this case, in our case, we have taken an undamped case, But what is damping means? Generally, the load transmission occurs from one member to the other member through the materials, material to material contact, and through, say for example, in case of RCC, the load transmission occurs through aggregate to aggregate contact, aggregate to aggregate contact. Through that interfacial transition zone, the load is transferred from one constitution to the other constitution. And also, while there will be some interaction between the concrete and steel, because it is a composite section, so two different materials are present, the interaction will be there. In all these cases, the energy, there is always a chance of energy dissipation through friction or by the release of heat. So this, the amount of dissipation occurs through these means, are generally termed as damping. So since damping, damping is very, very important as far as structural dynamics is concerned, because actually when a time varying force acts on a structure, there is always a chance of a phenomena called resonance to occur. So we'll see what is meant by resonance. So now just we can understand that when a structure is subjected to a time varying force, the resistance the structure could offer will be of three types. One is inertia force, and damping force, and stiffness force. So we'll just see what is meant by resonance. Then we will, our ultimate objective is to derive the structural response, structural response of a single degree of freedom system subjected to a free vibration, undamped single degree of freedom system. But before that, we will just see what are the basic concepts. So resonance. So we'll just why we are taking undamped and why we are taking damped separately. So for that, we have to understand the basic concept of resonance. So before before the action of any external force like wind or earthquake, the structure may be might have subjected to a free vibration. So free vibration, as I already told you, not all the disturbance could cause a free vibration. Only the disturbance which can cause a structure to oscillate in a simple harmonic pattern can be said to cause a free vibration. Say before external force, the structure has been is under is oscillating under free vibration. Then there is always a chance, say if it is oscillating in free vibration with a natural frequency omega n, okay, and when the external force acts on the structure will be oscillating with the frequency with which the force acts. So say if the force is having the frequency of the force, external force, is say omega, then naturally the structure will also oscillate with the exciting frequency omega. So there are two occurrences. One is before external force acts on the structure was already oscillating with the frequency omega n, and after the external force acts on the structure experiences, or the structure oscillates with a frequency omega. If by any chance the phase of these two frequency matches, that is omega and omega n matches, then naturally the amplitude of displacement before and after will get added up, will get superimposed, will get added up, and the structure will be oscillating with a very large amplitude, and this phenomena is called as resonance. So resonance can cause a complete collapse of a structure. So damping plays a predominant role out of all the out of all the resistance offered by the structure, inertia force, stiffness force and damping force is the one which can alter the structural response, and it could save the structure from the resonance phenomenon. So that's why we are just taking two different categories. One is undamped case and damped case separately. So first we'll derive the structural response exhibited by single degree of freedom system undamped when it is subjected to free vibration. So here we are going to we are considering that the structure does not have any damping. It is not going to offer any damping resistance. Then naturally the resistance will be of only inertia force and stiffness force. So inertia force, so it can be given by the expression, say from Newton's second law. If any mass is subjected to acceleration, then naturally a force will be associated with that mass. So here also the same thing. So the force which is acting on the mass so as to restore it to its original position is termed as inertia force, which is given by m into x double dot of t. X double dot of t is nothing but d square x by dt square. That is acceleration. Acceleration with which the lumped mass moves. And stiffness force which is equal to k into x of t. Now the equation becomes, so m d square x by dt square plus kx is equal to 0. It is a second order linear differential equation. So in order to solve that, so completely we'll just divide both sides of the equation by m, so that this equation number 2 we are getting. So normally the displacement is during free vibration, the structural displacement is given in this diagram. So here the frequency, I mean normally we will differentiate, or we will I mean the characteristics of a wave are generally a wave can be characterized by means of either wave period or the frequency, natural frequency. So wave period is that for a complete wave. Say for example, if you just imagine the waves generated. I mean for a complete one wave to pass a point. Say for example, the waves moves, and for a complete wave means one complete crest and one complete trough to pass a reference point. How much time it takes, that represents a natural time period. And or in another case, so in 1 second how many number of waves passes the point is represented as natural frequency. Since this wave can be associated with the circle, it can be easily fit into a circle 0 to 2 pi. So the frequency can be termed, it can be related to the 2 pi parts, that is omega n is equal to 2 pi by Tn, where Tn represents a natural period. So here, in case of simple pendulum subjected to a free vibration, you could in our elementary physics we would have say Tn is equal to 1 by 2 pi into root of m by k. We might have derived this equation. So from that equation, omega n can be derived, can be obtained by 2 pi by Tn, substituting. So thereby the equation will become root of k by m, where k is the stiffness of the mass, stiffness of the system, and m is the mass of the system. So naturally, omega n square will be equal to k by m. So now the second equation takes this form, the equation 3. So now since this is a second order linear differential equation, so the solution for that can be obtained by just writing down the accelerator equation of that equation. So the accelerator equation is given by d square plus omega n square is equal to 0, wherein d square is equal to minus omega n square. So d is equal to plus or minus I omega n. So thus the complementary function for equation 3 will become, so x of t is equal to a cos omega n t plus b sin omega n t, where a and b are constants which can be determined by applying the initial conditions. So by applying the first initial condition, x of t is at time t is equal to 0, the displacement is equal to x of 0, which is equal to, just substituting t is equal to 0 here. So a cos 0 plus b sin 0. So naturally cos 0 will be 1. So a is equal to x of 0. So to get the second constant b, so apply the second initial conditions. At t is equal to 0, x dot of t is equal to 0 is equal to x dot of 0. That is, x dot means dx by dt. I mean to say that it is a velocity. So to get the velocity, this expression x of t is equal to a cos omega n t plus b sin omega n t has to be differentiated with respect to time. So differentiating equation x of t with respect to time, we will get this expression. So dx by dt or x dot of t is equal to a into minus sin omega n t into omega n plus b cos omega n t into omega n. So this is the expression we finally receive. We get at time t is equal to 0, that is substituting t is equal to 0. So x dot of 0 is equal to omega n into a minus a sin 0 plus b cos 0. So b is equal to x dot of 0 by omega n. So thus finally we have obtained the expressions for both the constants. So the complete solution will be x of t is equal to x of 0 cos omega n t plus x dot of 0 by omega n sin omega n t. Okay, so this expression can be graphically represented in this by this diagram. So here you can very well see this at time t is equal to 0. So ax of 0 is the initial displacement. So the disturbance has taken the structure as caused the structure to move to a certain displacement. Just imagine if you want to create a free vibration of a bob of a simple pendulum, you have to take the bob to a certain distance, and the velocity with which the bob has been taken also matters a lot. I mean, when we describe the oscillation of the simple pendulum. So that the displacement is, the mass has to be taken to a distance, and the velocity with which the mass has been taken both decides the pattern of oscillation in case of a simple pendulum. In this case also, that initial condition, that is x of 0 and x dot of 0. X dot of 0 is nothing but what? The velocity with which the lumped mass has been taken or has been displaced